had some experience distribution, kind of bigger roles.
Hunter, Jordan, and Brandon.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I thought Hunter played a better game this week. He struggled pretty mightily against Purdue, and it's his second game playing. I thought he did some good things. There were some pretty critical mistakes he had, one on the goal line in particular, that ended up, we didn't ultimately get in. And you look back on the execution of that, and I've talked to him about it. He knows that and wants that back himself. But he actually had played for the entirety of the game and played a better game than he had. So I was pleased with the growth from week 1 to week 2 with him. And he does offer some things that he's a big, massive kid that likes to play physical. So I thought he was pretty good in protection most of the day. And so that was one area of that Purdue kind of took advantage of when they came in and isolated our guards on a lot of the second half rushes. And you saw Nebraska try to do the same thing. And I expect Maryland to do the same thing. I expect Wisconsin and everybody else that follows them to do the same thing. So I thought he answered the call in that pretty well. I thought Brandon, for his first taste of real college football, other than a PAT attempt or whatever it is, I thought he flashed at times. You saw the athletic ability that I think that everybody's excited about. But he's a true freshman playing his first game, and there were those mistakes. There were some technique stuff, some finishes that I would like to see more of. But he continues to show at practice that he's going to be a guy of the future, and so we're going to continue to work to develop him even more. So excited about where we're headed with those two. Obviously, the result isn't what we all want. We know that. They know that. But the light in the future is very bright with those two. So very excited about that. Jordan played on the left side, obviously, kind of filling in for Getzke. I think that did some things that were pretty good, but also had some mental mistakes in any critical situations. And when it comes down to our unit, the unit that ultimately I coach and am in charge of, right, it was the lack of execution in critical moments that in my opinion led to what happened on Saturday. So we're all a part of that. We all share some ownership in that, including those three. But ultimately, I'm responsible. So some good things, a couple of those young guys, and excited to see where they can continue to take their careers.
So you want to make your best 5 every week, obviously, but so you've had Brandon at guard. Is there any dueling right now what you're doing with him at tackle, or would you like to keep him at guard right now just because of where you are?
I think we're dealing with a lot of injury issues right now, which every team is. That's not an excuse, but to get our best 5 and to solidify our, at least the pocket. I think when you saw the first 2 games of the season, what happened when we took our best players off of the tackles positions, that it was not really a winnable solution. So we felt like that was the way to go with it, and leaving Isaiah there, and then continually bring along some of these younger players. And you start the season and they didn't grade out maybe as well as you would like, but they showed improvement. Getzke in particular, before he got hurt, was actually played a pretty decent game. It doesn't show, he's an interior guard, but to the average fan. But when you go back and look at what he'd done, he was getting better and better. Zai's been hurt all year, and so had to rotate him in and do some things there with that. And you see guys that have talent, that are young, that need an opportunity, right? A Hunter, a Brandon. Those are guys that I think, as they continue to develop in this program, a true freshman and then a true sophomore, you're going to see the results of what you saw last year in guys like Palczewski and Pilstrom, and maybe more so because of the talent level that's there. So there's a little bit of a growing pain there. There is a frustration, I think, and with not just the people watching on the screen or you guys or us, but I think everybody associated with the program is we want kind of instant gratification, instant success, and there is a learning curve with some of those young guys that are playing different positions, right? I'm taking an 18-year-old kid and putting him inside going against Ty Robinson. You watch one play, Ty clubs his helmet, and I saw that same club against the guys that Nebraska was playing before, against Colorado and against a couple other guys, that knock him down, and Behan takes it and tries to reestablish leverage on it. So you see some flashes. You're like, that's it. He's 18 years old, right? And so there's some things there that we are going through from growing pains, but we had a good practice today, really good practice today, physical, and we start getting some guys back, which I think is going to continue to help us.
Maryland's one of the conference leaders in sacks. What are the challenges there? Do they get that pressure with their front, or is it the blitz packages? Or
I think they're a good defense. They're a solid defense. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They're talented, number one. I don't think they're near as exotic maybe as a couple of the teams we've seen, right? Nebraska included, or a Penn State. But they're very good at what they do, and they do mix up enough pressures, and they do some things that get you in a position where you're one-on-one, and you got to win against talented guys. And so the challenge I think will continue to happen, or continue to be there throughout the rest of our conference play. I mean, this is the Big Ten Conference. It's a great defensive conference, and so we're going to play great defenses this week. We're going to play great defenses next week and the week after, and so forth, right? So the challenge there is obviously matching up with some really talented players that they have up front. And their D line is talented, and they work hard, and they pursue the ball, and they're well coached. And so when you go against a defense like that, right, you got to be on point.